these are my lab safety rules that I came up with. I'm in a second grade classroom for my field placement, so I tried to create these rules in terms that second graders would understand. They're not super detailed, they're kind of broad. They have pictures to go along with them to help guide them, but I'll just go over what each one is and why it's important for lab safety. So number one is important for classroom management in general. It says walk carefully around the room, and I had the little walking feet next to it to symbolize to walk, and that's always important. You don't want to run around and break anything. You always want to be careful. Number two is listen to all directions from the teacher before touching anything, and have a little listening ear, but you always want to make sure that you know what you're doing before beginning anything. So kind of broad, just tells them to always listen. Rule number three, safety goggles are to stay on at all times until teacher says to take them off. So not every experiment are you gonna have to wear safety goggles, but for the ones that you do have to wear them, always keep them on until the teacher tells you to take it off. Same thing for rule number four, wear a lab apron. You're not always gonna have to wear a lab apron for every experiment, but when you do, just keep it on until teacher tells you to take it off. Rule number five, tie back long hair. This is mainly for girls, but every now and then you will have a boy student who has long hair, or even a science teacher, a male science teacher who has long hair. I have pretty long hair, so I would have to tie it back if I were to do science experiments. So just to keep it out of the way of stuff, to avoid any accidents or injuries, just always tie back long hair. Same for rule number six, secure jewelry and loose clothes. I have a necklace on. It's not really a super loose necklace, but just to be safe, I would probably take it off for a science experiment just because I wouldn't want it to dangle in anything. Same for my bracelet, not a super loose bracelet, but it could dangle into something and it could break or get in the way or cause damage, and I don't want that to happen. And so just for safety, all students should secure jewelry, loose clothes, any kind of like long dangly sleeves would need to be rolled up. Number seven, keep all materials away from eyes, mouth, and nose. This is really important for elementary school students. They're going to want to smell everything. You're going to have students who are going to try to lick stuff or get a closer view at it. So just make sure that they know to keep all of these materials away from their eyes, mouth, and nose. Number eight, always make sure a teacher is in the room. It'll be very rare in a second grade classroom that a teacher will leave the students unattended, but just in case, students should not participate in any kind of lab activities. Just to be safe, they always need to have a teacher and an adult in the room to supervise. Number nine, tell a teacher immediately if an accident occurs. Any spills, anything breaks, the teacher needs to know immediately so they can help clean it up, and just if a child got hurt, they need to know immediately so they can address the situation appropriately. Number 10, carefully clean work area and wash hands when finished. I put this one at number 10 because it just seems like a last step. It seems appropriate. When you're done, clean your area. If you used any materials, just put them all away where they came from. If you need teachers' help to put them away to make sure they're going in the right spot, please do so. And always wash your hands, just to make sure you wash any kind of germs or bacteria or chemicals off that may have been used. And also on my list, I don't know if you can see it in the video, I underlined keywords in yellow that students need to know, like carefully, to all directions, stay on at all times, let's see, secure, immediately, clean, wash hands, just kind of anything that needs to stand out to students I have underlined in yellow just so it stands out to them. So these are my lab safety rules. This is a poster I would put on chart paper in my classroom. I'd keep it up all year long for my students to refer back to constantly. It would stay up. We would go over this chart at the very beginning of the school year, and we would often refer back to it throughout the year and before every single science experiment. So these are Ms. Davis's lab safety rules, and I hope that students will be able to refer to these and stay safe during their labs.